What is perfection and where does it come from? Discover the answers now and how it relates to you. Create the life transformation that you seek with the best self-development and transformation advice. Subscribe to my channel and then hit the bell so that you're notified every Wednesday when I upload new videos. Welcome to my series on perfectionism and the metal element. In 2005, I received my master's in 5-element Chinese medicine. Right now, let's get into perfectionism and where does it come from. The metal element is the closest to the heavens. It's the father on all levels in the etheric realm, within religion, spirituality, and yes, in human form. The two officials of the metal element are the lungs and the colon. Today, we are mostly talking about the lungs. Notice right now how you're breathing. Are you breathing shallowly? Do you hold your breath without even realizing it? Breathing is the connection to the heavens, no matter what your beliefs are in religion, spirituality, or even if you are agnostic. Breath work and the connection to the heavens are inspiration, purity of thoughts, ideas, perspectives. It's the awe when walking into an ancient European cathedral. It's the hush when the sunbeams are shining through the stained glass windows. The metal element is about being empty and breathing in heavenly chi. Breathe it in from the heavens and fill your mind, body, emotion, and spirit. So let's talk about being empty. If you are full, you're not able to take in anything new. Not divine light, not divine inspiration, not breath, nothing new. Metal is the quality and the meaning of life. Value and respect are part of it. How you value and respect yourself, how you perceive your own self-worth. Now reflect and consider, how valuable do you feel in connection to the heavens above? What about within yourself, the connection to yourself within? And then what about in your life? How do you feel valuable, respected, and connected to the environment in which you live, the people that you're around? If you are full, just like a cup of coffee, you can't take anything new in. If you try and pour more coffee into the cup, it'll flow over. It's the same thing with your breathing and your lungs. Your body, mind, emotion, and spirit can be full of junk, things from the past hanging around that have no place in your being. Junk, for example, would be anything that you feel holds no value. But notice a garage sale, what holds no value for you is something that someone else is super excited to find. So value is in the eye of the beholder. It's a perspective. If you are full, for example, with poo, there's no room for anything new to come in. A great example I always use with my clients is if your garage is too full to put your car in, you're constipated, period. Look for the video on what does perfectionism mean about you and your home. This is where letting go comes in. This is an important part of the process of creating emptiness so that you can breathe in heavenly chi. So what happens when you're full in a mind, body, emotion, or spirit sense, and you're breathing in? There's less space to breathe in heavenly chi, inspiration, purity, value. It's a lack of connection. Minimalism is the metal element as well as hoarding. It's two sides to the dynamism of the metal element. So the metal element is inspiration, value, respect. It is also self-worth and perfection. You were born and you are perfect. The belief that you are not perfect creates the search for perfection. It can also be that you're constantly being told that you're not good enough, and that can create the search for perfection too. Meditation is about being empty. Yoga, for example, is very much about breath work and movement. It depends on the yoga style. Some yoga styles can be very wood in combination with breath. This is one reason why meditation can be so powerful and an excellent place to start and begin to transform you from the inside out. And your breathing will shift while you meditate. Now, if you have any problems or issues with meditating and silencing your mind, check out my video, I Can't Meditate, My Mind Won't Stop solution. Musicians and dancers are very metal and in their practice and their profession. The audience can sit at home or in person and hear a missed note. The audience can see a missed step. Performance is very much about the metal element. We see it immediately, we hear it immediately, and we are not an expert at music or dance. The perfectionism within performance is super high. So being critiqued based on our abilities and our perfection is a constant. So who is the expert? The one who is given the respect of being the expert, but who gave them that respect? Someone or something, some contest, or a specific way in which their talents leveled up? Does that just happen? It doesn't usually just happen. It takes a lot of effort and practice to become the best. Practice makes perfect. And there's that book on 10,000 hours to be an expert in your field and industry. It takes a lot of work. So what if you don't feel connected to yourself? And what if you don't feel connected to the heavens and you don't feel connected to your life? What about the connection to the Father within the heavens, no matter what your beliefs are, or your Father in your life? The emotion of the metal element is grief. So in our world, the metal element is fall. It's that time of fall where the air changes. You can feel it, you can smell it. The light shifts slightly. It's a little bit more shiny. It's the leaves falling from the trees. This is an act of death and dying that's happening in the fall. The smell of the leaves is rotten. So the skin is the third lung. It's literally the largest organ of the entire body. And then consider how you adorn yourself, your skin with jewelry or clothing, whether you care or not about what you're wearing, how you look, things like this. And then what about if you tattoo yourself? That's incredibly metal, of course, because the skin is the third lung. So typically a tattoo has deep meaning to anyone who has them. Oftentimes in our culture, we are seeking value or respect, appreciation from the outside world to be recognized as an expert or perfect at our craft, to be respected enough that somebody asks you your opinion, whether it's what do you want to have for dinner or what your thoughts and opinions are. It's recognition. Respected in your craft as a dancer, a singer, a musician, a respected brain surgeon, one slip of the knife. When we turn perfection in on ourselves, it can become a prison of the mind, body, emotion, and spirit. Feeling completely cut off is the metal element. Imagine titanium walls with no doors and windows. Know a smoker, were a smoker, or you're smoking now, for sure there's a connection to the metal element there. Sometimes it's the only time that smokers take a deep breath. It gives them focus and attention on breathing. Just think about that for a second. Some smoking is considered ritual and a part of rituals around the world. If you seek value and connection, begin with yourself. Often the value we see or seek can be affected by the comparison to others and the outside world. This is a big topic, and another element comes into play here, the fire element. Look for my video, I Am a Perfectionist and the Comparison Game. Perfectionism is grief. It's the belief that you are not as perfect as you are. The anger of the metal element, in one example, is like shaking the fist at God because the universe or you were not created perfectly. And the flip side of this can look like blind following. You want your lungs bowing to your heart only. And of course, that's a much larger topic right there too. That gets into the heart and the fire element. What about cutting another down, just like cutting with a sword? A sword is metal. Consider the razor-like sharpness of a sword where fabric can like fall over it and it can just cut. All of that is incredibly metal. Think of the perfection in martial artistry, the perfection of movement with a sword. What about calligraphy and the fine strokes? Consider the paper and the selection and value or consider the tool, the calligraphy pen. So, what about the meridians? And a lot of the times where you're having pain or you're recognizing or noticing something in your body is running along the meridians. Your body's talking to you all the time. When you feel something at the level of the body, that's the most exterior. It's what you see and recognize the most. And of course, the more pain you have, the more awareness that you have that something's going on. So the metal element begins right here and it runs down your arm to the thumb. Are any of you guys having any thumb issues? And then the colon meridian, which is partnered with the lung, begins right here and it comes up your arm and it comes actually around your mouth at a deeper meridian level. So anybody who has acne around your mouth, consider that for a second. And the meridian ends right here. And this the colon meridian ends right here at the nose. And this point is called welcome fragrance. This point is all about the beauty of life, about stopping to smell the roses. Are any of you chemically sensitive? That's incredibly metal. It's all about breathing in and the sense of smell. So are you having any body symptoms? There's 6 meridians that run through the arms, but 2 of them are the metal element. I once treated a professional tennis player that was having shoulder pain, and they thought he needed rotator cuff surgery, but it turned out he was having issues with his father. Now, I'm not suggesting that everybody who has rotator cuff issues has daddy issues, but it may very well be the case. Or the issues with the thumb. Did somebody recently pass away that you were close to or in your family? Consider this, these 2 fingers. You can see and reflect how it's affecting you in your life. Are you imprisoned by your own self-worth? Do you want to have the awareness to transform it into the beauty of who you are? Let's transition right now to the concept of searching. Searching can be as overwhelming as perfectionism, and at the same time, they can also be incredibly connected. It's like holding an empty glass and just holding up, waiting for it to be filled, waiting to be filled with respect, divine inspiration, value. So searching is very metal, searching for life, searching for goals, searching for the perfection, the appreciation that you're looking for in your life. Not only outside in your world, but within your own self, your own being. Perfection can be driven by the belief that you are separate from the heavens above. So no matter who you are, you have the metal element, mind, body, emotion, and spirit. You have the organs of the metal element, your 2 lungs and a colon. Identifying with everything that I said makes perfect sense. It's the metal element. You can't exist without it. You were born with the connection to the heavens. You are perfect in the way that you are created. So the diagnosing of the 5 elements is through color, sound, odor, and emotion. It's not your story, your experience, or your symptoms. And you are not your symptoms. These are oftentimes your body and your spirit trying to talk to you. Most of the time, people are not connected and reflective within themselves. So this is all about creating more awareness for you. So for all of you that struggle with perfection, I invite you to watch my series on perfectionism. And this topic will flow into the other elements as well. So self-awareness is the key to transformation. Be kinder to yourself. Breathe. Smell the roses. Begin with breath work. Awareness of how you're breathing. Become empty in order to fill yourself with heavenly chi. It's simply the state of breathing. Let go of those invisible balls and chains that bind you, torturing yourself from things that happened in the past where you were not perfect. Let that go. That's the colon. It's about letting go in order to be empty and receive the heavenly chi. Breathe in the inspiration and the connection you were given when you took your first breath of life. Comment below and let me know if you learned something new about yourself today and the metal element and perfectionism and where it comes from. Look for the series on perfection and the 3 videos that I mentioned to you today. I Can't Meditate, My Mind Won't Stop, which I recommend to anyone who meditates or who would like to. What does perfectionism say about you and your home? And I'm a Perfectionist and the Comparison Game. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button and then the bell, and it will notify you when I upload a new video every Wednesday. Okay, you guys, bye. I'll see you next time.